Hello everyone, this is Carol Adams with Carol Adams Creations. So I've painted Joseph, he is a navy, and I have painted Mary white. I'm gonna take my sanding block and I'm just gonna sand it a little bit, just kind of along the edges and rough it up a little. This is a step that you do not have to do if you do not want to, because most of it's not gonna show anyway. But I just kind of wanted to rough it up just a little bit. So the only thing we're going to do is I'm just going to glue these on, and I'm just going to tilt you down just a little bit. I don't think I need to do too much. And then, like I said, I'm going to use E6000, and I'm going to put a little bit on the top of this one, which is Mary. I say a little. It did not come out a little. And then, like I said, I'm also going to use a little bit of hot glue. And the hot glue will help really set the E6000. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that on. So now we have our Joseph. And I'm going to figure out which side I'm using for Mary. I'm going to use this one. I'll use this side. Okay, so now I have my Mary and my Joseph. Okay, so let's just start. We'll make baby Jesus. This is a approximately 4x4 piece of felt. I'm going to hold it point to point up. I'm going to bend down a corner about like that. I'm going to take my popsicle stick that I have painted flesh color. I'm going to hold it here. And then I'm going to wrap that down and then wrap that down. And now we have baby Jesus. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some hot glue. See if I can kind of get that tucked in there a little bit better. There we go. So now we have baby Jesus. And I'm just going to take some hot glue and glue that together. Okay, and so now we have baby Jesus. And I'm going to take about, I don't know how long my table is. I think it's about 3 feet. I'm going to take about 3 feet of jute twine, make sure that I have enough. So what you could do is, if you wanted to, you can just put your baby Jesus like right here, if this is all you're wanting to do, and then take your twine. Sorry, I'm kind of looking in the camera to see if I'm doing it right. Because I can't see what I'm doing. You're going to take your twine and kind of wrap it around. Whoops, that's the wrong way. And wrap it around. And then you're going to tie it. And so then there you have Mary and Joseph. And that would be fine. That would be all that you would need to do. And then I'm going to set it on this wood slice. And there you go. But I wanted to add a little bit more to Mary and Joseph. So I'm going to give them a little bit of clothing. So I'm going to put this on him. And then I don't want him, I've got a straggler here. I don't want him to be covered very much. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make sure I've got it kind of even. And I'm going to hot glue this up here at the top. Just a little bit to keep it in place. I want to glue this down just a little bit on the sides. So it's not, he doesn't look like he's trying to flap away there. Okay, so now he looks like this. What I'm going to do on this side, I'm going to push these the two outsides in, press this down, so then it looks like this. So let me do this again. Okay, so I'm just pushing this flap in, and then I'm going to push that down. Just like that, okay? Does that make sense? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hot glue a little bit of this so that it stays in place. Okay. So now he looks just like this. So we're going to, okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue right there on his head. So then I can stick that down. There we go. That's good. And then we're going to pull this around, and I'm going to make this further down. There we go. And I'm just going to trim these edges off. So here we go. Our Joseph is complete. And his little head thing's not even on straight, but that's okay. So he's going to sit right here on our little wooden piece right there. And what I'm going to do is for her, I'm going to put it on her head, and then I am going to actually make it go around here so it looks like hers is different from Joseph's. So I'm going to hot glue right there. And then I'm going to hot glue right there. Kind of pull her a little bit there. And then I'm going to do the same thing in the back. I'm going to push both of the little flaps in and push the middle down. So then it looks like this on that side. And once again, I am going to take a piece of the jute and do the exact same thing that I did. I think I'm going to hot glue her little piece here. I'm going to hot glue this piece so it kind of is a little bit more over her head. Just like that. But if it's too much, we can always fix it. So here is Mary with her crazy little thing there. And I think I might go ahead and do a little bit of a tuck there in the back. So she'll look like this on either side. So let me get some hot glue up in there, and then some hot glue right there. The same here, kind of doing some on the inside and then some on the outside. So now we have Mary with a bunch of glue strings. So now we have our Mary and our Joseph. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use the E6000 and the hot glue and glue those on. We're going to tie baby, that doesn't sound right, but we're going to tie baby Jesus about right there on him to make sure that he's there. And then what we're going to do with the star is we are going to take some wire, and like I said, this is kind of an extra step. You don't have to do this part. I'm going to do a pretty big piece here. And I'm going to, forgot to get me a pencil, so I'll just use it around my finger here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole in my wood, and then I'm going to glue my star up here. So then I'll have Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. Whoa, there's Joseph. Down. Joseph, down. See if I can kind of hold this a little bit. I'll have it just like that.